Okay, so number 3 is a great example of a calculator, non-calculator question. So it looks like you need a calculator to do this one, and there's a bunch of distractors for this, but in reality you don't if you know what's going on here. So what you got here is you got a sample of argon gas, and please note that they don't even bother to tell you how much is there, which kind of tells you that it doesn't matter. And they tell you that it's at 3 atmospheres, and they tell you it's at 27 degrees Celsius. You're going to see a bunch of these 7s, these 27 type things, if they want you to add them, because really what that is that's really 300 Kelvin, because you're going to add 273 to that. So that's always a good tip-off that they don't want you to use a calculator, or you don't need to, because you see that 27 of whatever that's there, 127, 27, 227, whatever. So anyway, you've got 300 Kelvin that's going on here, and then you've got 40 liters, and they didn't even bother to tell you the moles that's there. And it says later on, you've got 6 atmospheres going on. What occurred here? Well, if your pressure went up, what happened? Well, it was a closed, rigid container. So if that's the case, then your volume can't change, and whatever moles that they didn't even bother to tell you, that can't change. So the only thing that could occur here is that you went from 3 atmospheres to 6 atmospheres, so your pressure doubled. So you should be able to know, all right, well, if my pressure doubled, that means my temperature had to have doubled as well, up to 600 Kelvin, because, again, you've got PV is equal to nRT. Volume is not an issue. Moles is not an issue. Closed, rigid container. And then R never changes, so if the pressure went up, the temperature had to go up as well. So your temperature had to double up to 600 Kelvin. Now, the distractor one is this guy here, the 54. Because if you say to yourself, oh, well, that's what it is, the temperature is doubling, right? Well, 27 doubled up to 54 is not really doubling, because Celsius is not an absolute scale. So that's your distractor answer there. It can't be that one, because it's the math is wrong on that. If the volume expanded, then the pressure would go down, and if half the argon escaped, the pressure would go down. So it's really the 54 or the 327. How does the 327 work? Because 27 doesn't go up to 327. Well, it does in Kelvin. So 300 up to 600 is doubled in Kelvin. So it's that guy there, even though it's a little bit weird looking.